Last chance to look at me, Hector. This should make you feel better.
This is Snake. Do you read me, Otacon?
Loud and clear, Snake.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Okay. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my returning episode of Respawn Roast Cantina, number 26. I hope you're all having a wonderful morning so far on this Wednesday, July 15th, 2026. So far, so good for myself. And first one in on the chat, Mr. Dan Blackbeard. Oh, why isn't it popping up? There we go. Dan Blackbeard saying, I was beginning to think you'd be lost in that vent forever. Trust me, the vent was looking very, very, very appealing. There was parts of last week I just wanted to crawl into a vent and vanish. But hey, I've crawled out, and I have returned. That's the important part. And then he says, Colonel, we managed to avoid drowning. Thank God, no drowning here. But yeah, it was I kind of kept it brief. Bit of a hectic week last week. So I was just kind of zonked, however you want to put it, just energy-wise, or just kind of doing the whole streaming thing. But hey, important thing is, we're back. We're at it again. So here we go. And we've got plenty of news to get through. Things have not slowed down one iota. And we're going to kind of pepper things around a little bit. Well, I think we'll start with some, we're going to start as we always do, but there is also, I'm going to go into some fun stuff first, and then go into a bit of the more kind of playing that catch-up game with old Sony and their shenanigans and the barrage that they have certainly been feeling as of late. So that'll be fun. And then I'll be kind of swinging back into some other things just to kind of, one kind of a random thing that I was, there's always something I'm being alerted to. But hello, Hassan. How are you this morning? You sound like that Metal Gear guy. What's his name again? Solid Snoop? Something like that. He has a few different nicknames. That sounds about right. Okay. Well, around these parts, let's start it out, as we always do, with a good old This Day in Gaming. What have we got this time around? Okay. So this is an interesting list, to say the least. But we do have, for July 15th, the NES. Now, I was kind of curious about this, and I took a look. It says Control Deck there, but it does sound like also known as Nintendo Entertainment System, but release date, October 18th, 1985. Damn. Wait, how is that? Is that right? 43, but I'm not 40. No, it says 1983 here. I'm guessing that's for the American release, I'd guess. But anyways, like I said, it says control deck on the image there, but it just says NES. But here we got it. Nintendo brings home all the excitement of real arcade video. Take control of the world's most advanced video game system, developed exclusively by Nintendo. The Control Deck allows you to experience the most challenging, exciting video games ever. You'll get advanced technology that will bring you and your family depths of play for the unending challenge and adventure. Astounding game graphics, realistic 3D images. That was what they were saying at the time. Convincing depth of field and vivid colors all jump right off your TV screen. Your control deck is built for expandability. Just hook up an NES Advantage. See, this is where I got a little confused because I saw this NES Max or Nintendo Power Pad, but I talked about the Power Pad I think recently, or I think last week, 2 weeks ago, the July 1st show. But yeah, the Power Pad, that was part of my first entertainment system, was the Nintendo Power Pad. And you'll be ready to go into action with the most powerful video game accessories ever invented. We at Nintendo are always working hard towards developing the most advanced accessories for your control deck. Okay, so I guess that's the control deck is as focused as the console. I guess that was before we had consoles, it was control deck. I guess that's how I'm going off of this description. Hey. Oh wait, Hassan, think of it for the time of the 80s, the mid 80s even. So, and video games, they're still, well, I mean, the arcades have already been around for quite a while, but you know. We at Nintendo are always working towards developing the most advanced accessories for your control deck. We'll keep adding excitement that will keep you and your family on the edge of your seats. But to be sure you're getting the genuine Nintendo approved product, always look for that Nintendo quality seal. And if you aren't familiar, oh, just give me the box image. God damn. If you wanted to make sure yours was legit, you had to look for that official seal of quality. Otherwise, you were just getting trash. But yes, the launch of the although that, like I said, on this page, 43 years ago, 1983, on this day in Japan, we got the birth of and return of gaming in an eventual big way. Who would have thought it? Who'd have thought we'd seen it? But we're back again. We're back, baby. We're back. Dan Blackbeard said, I understand the absence. It wasn't easy losing more. It's never easy losing more. Never. Dan Blackbeard says the original NFT can't copy that deal. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Lord, dear Lord. But yes, jeez, I wouldn't have thought I got to get the a show of the launch of the NES. My first system, that system that brought me into it all. I've told the story already, but go back to like the first episode of Respawn Roast Cantina. I talked about it, and I mean, it still has games I love going back to this day. There are some on there that I think have escaped me, and I think I made a note of them somewhere because Melee Games, they did I think an NES roulette, and they were going through a bunch of random games, and there were some on there that I was like, ooh, that looks like fun. I've never played that one. But, you know, I'll always the main lines, like the original Mario 3 especially, are just like some comfort games that I love going back to play and enjoy. Which surprising I didn't do when I took last week off. It was funny. When I said it in the post, was watching My Name Is Earl, and then it was of all things playing BioShock Remastered that I picked up on the GOG sale, the GOG sale. Speaking of GOG, I just got that harassment. But yeah, so here we go. Let's continue on here. We have Herc's Adventures on the PlayStation 29 years ago. Legend of Mana 27 years ago, 1999 in Japan, it was released. I've played the like Legend of like Gaia series, or at least some of those games, and then I think it was like the Japanese name, the Seiken Daisetsu 3, but I've never played this. I've never played the PlayStation Legend of Mana. I'll have to get around to it at some point, because I know those games are pretty fun. Damn Blackbeard. The best thing about the NES movie is about the NES is the movie The Wizard. The movie that's nothing but a promo for Nintendo. Yeah. I love the Power Glove. It's so bad. We got Hassan for a Woo Legend of Mana. Dan Blackroyd saying Herc's Adventures was pretty fun, was it? Oh, is this no, it looks different. I was gonna say, I was like, wait, was that based off the... Huh, look at that. Over 40 unique worlds of action and adventure, single or two-player cooperative mode. Choose between Hercules, Atlanta or Jason, and become faster and stronger as you play a multitude of creatures and weapons of mythic proportions. It's time to get mythical and kick some Greek monster butt. Try on the super strength of Hercules, or the lightning speed of Atlanta, or the street smarts of Jason. It's open to season on one-eyed Cyclops, the multi-headed Hydra, Medusa with the snake hairdo, sword-swinging skeletons, deranged gods, nasty Martians, crazy clowns, and other not-so-mythological monstrosities with your arsenal of arrows, slingshot swords, houses, sheep, inflatable cows, and ray guns. Is up to you to save ancient civilization from massive myth fortune. Well, let's see. Yeah, kids to adults, mild animated violence, comic mischief. Yeah, it looks like is this? I'm trying to think what sparked the ESRB now, because I know it's interesting. Let's see if they got some more of the game. Oh, Sega Saturn, PlayStation. Jeez. Oh, that's all they have for a screenshot? That's lame. Oh, Sega Saturn and more. Okay. I kind of had the feeling Atlanta was a... It looks like just some changing this looks like some obnoxious kid, snot-nosed brat. Interesting. Oh, right. I was like, A and B button. What? We're talking about a PlayStation game, but then I remember it's the Sega Saturn screenshots. Might be worth a check someday. Dan Blackbeard says, had a bit of a gameplay mix like Zelda and top-down beat-em-up. I could see that, yeah. Had similar humor to an point-and-click LucasArts games. Oh, okay. Well, then it sounds like a good time. Let's continue down this list a bit here. We got Finny the Fish and the Seven Waters, 22 years ago. NCAA Football 2005, which was released 2004. 22 years ago. Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga, PlayStation 2, 22 years ago. NCAA Football 2008, or Football 09, 18 years ago. Beyblade Metal Masters, 16 years ago, 2010. Fire Emblem Shin Monsho no Nazo Hikari Tsukage no Iryu on the DS there. I've only played one of, I think it's on the 3DS's. I forget which Fire Emblem it was, but I've never. I think I tried playing. I played one on the Game Boy Advance emulator. Just not a series I quite got into. Games aren't bad. It's just like it just didn't quite capture me. Let's see. Naruto Shippuden Kizuna Drive on the PSP 16 years ago. Abyss Odyssey PC and PlayStation 3. Chain Chronicles on the PlayStation Vita 12 years ago. I have a Vita. I still have my Vita and it still works. Although now the stores are shut down. I think I still have my games that I had downloaded. I should try. I've meant to also like look into like I think getting it modded and stuff like that. Much like I did with the PSP, which was awesome. I was able to get that thing modded out and then upload emulators and whatnot to it. And it's unfortunate because like the Vita isn't a bad little handheld. It just definitely didn't have any games that was kind of appealed to me, but I know I took this on quite a few trips because I think I have what you call this? Suikoden. Okay, yeah. I have Breath of Fire 3, Final Fantasy 7, of course, Legend of Dragoon, and Suikoden on the Vita here. And I know I remember some of our old Tahoe trips I was playing through Suikoden. Breath of Fire 3 because I heard the PSP version had some slight differences to it, so I had to grab it. And of course, you can't go wrong with Legend of Dragoon or Final Fantasy 7, the OG originals. But yeah, I like the little device. It's just unfortunately I didn't do a whole lot with it. I think that was it. Yeah, Hassan. Fire Emblem Awakenings on the 3DS. I got it too. Nice. Yeah, it was an interesting game. The whole like, there's kind of time travel paradox that happened at one point where I forgot the character's name, but it's like daughter or something comes from the future to the past. Wasn't bad. RimWorld, yes, we got RimWorld on the Linux and Macintosh and PC 10 years ago, 2016. Also, there was Monster Hunter Generations on the 3DS 10 years ago. Let's see. Fairy Tail on the PC 6 years ago. Oh boy, look at this. Mon Yu, defeat monsters and gain strong weapons and armor. You may be defeated, but don't give up. Become stronger. I believe there will be a day when the heroes defeat the Devil King on the Nintendo Switch 5 years ago. What the hell? A work that returns to the origin of the fun of DRPG. From a hero corpse by making your own friends who decide their abilities, occupations, and skills and adventure together. Go through dungeons, challenge monsters, collect better equipment, and strengthen your party. Enemies are strong and need the courage to return to the city when they get hurt, while paving the way little by little. A royal road fantasy RPG spun by character designer Mota and monster designer Akishi Yamamoto. The charm of the dungeon RPG, which can be enjoyed by beginners and experts alike, has been extracted. What the? I'm like, let me. Like, the name is just what made me go, what the hell? Oh god, it's some real like chibi shit too. Okay. Never. I was that the name alone was what made me just go, what the fuck? Oh, that, and then also known as, you might as well have kept it to the Manu. Shit. Let's see. Shin-chan, me and the professor on summer vacation, the endless 7-day journey on the Nintendo Switch 5 years ago. Warhammer 40K, Battle Sector. There's only been one set of the Warhammer games that I've played. It's the RTSs on. It was me. What was it? Hang on. Although now they've now like rebundled it, and it's now like a some deluxe pack. Let's see. Although again, it's like another series that I've just never quite gotten into, like a lot of like other people have. Where is it? Yeah, the Dawn of War, Warhammer 40K Dawn of War. Me and friends back in the day played the shit out of it. We had all the expansions all loaded up, and then we're just having fun playing it. I just forgot. I was like, which one was it? Well, let's see. Battle Sector. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. Experience every bone-rattling explosion and soul-crushing charge in Warhammer 40,000 Battle Sector, the definitive battle-scale game of turn-based strategy and fast-paced combat that takes you to the battlefields of the 41st millennium. Experience an epic 20-mission single-player campaign that explores the aftermath of the devastation of Baal. I think it's Stargate and Bocce Ball. All the jokes, all of them. Helps Sergeant Carleon and his allies purge the tyrannid infestation of Baal Secundus and preserve the honor of the noble Blood Angels. It's another RTS game. Gotcha. They don't have any screenshots. They have videos, but they don't have. Oh well. No biggie there. Let's see. We got DC League of Super Pets: The Adventures of Crypto and Ace. Oh boy, 4 years ago. Loud on the Nintendo Switch. EA Sports College Football 25, 2 years ago. YK Met Strayed on Linux, Macintosh, and PC 1 year ago. And released today is Dench Attack, which is that weird like on rails train game. Yeah, hop aboard your custom gravity-defying train and embark on a hectic quest to defeat the sinister Marado Corporation alongside a vibrant pack of outcasts. Ollie, kick, flip, and grind your way through Japan's biggest cities, as well as a world of meadows, volcanoes, and oceans. Rack up points and chase the sweet high scores you flip. Trick and stick the landing in your customizable ride. Face off against a lineup of reimagined Japanese trains, gain respect of an underground network of gangs and rebels, and turn rivals to allies as you master your skills. Journey from naive beginner to seasoned pro as you strive to race the fastest train in existence and become a legendary Dench attacker. Then we have The Mound, Omen of Cthulhu, and E-Baseball Pro Spirit 2026. All these three games all released today. As you can see, a lot of them are multi-system. Although the e-baseball apparently is okay, PlayStation 5 and PC. But yeah, all the rest are multi-port. Again, I was hoping for, I mean, usually like a lot of times I have screenshots for some of these, but otherwise, yes, that was this day in gaming. There we go. Let's see here. Dan Blackbeard says, I've got most of the original Final Fantasy games downloaded on my PSP Go 1 through 9. Very nice, sir. I know, yeah, like I had a PSP, like I said back in the day, and it worked great. It was, I loved it. I even got it modded for being able to upload other PlayStation games and stuff like that. And I played it and I did enjoy at the time. What was it? The Final Fantasy Crisis Core. Although now I kind of view that a little bit differently today. But yeah, I mean, played so many different games on that thing. The PSP is a great little system. Hassan says, yeah, Dawn of War 1 and 2 were good. I remember getting 2 and just I didn't quite get into it as I did the first one. Dan Blacker says, I like when they went to space with StarCraft. The real Space Marines. Good old StarCraft. You got another game with a lot of time spent into it. Oh, so much fun. And hello and good morning to Halim29. How are you this morning? Hope you're doing well. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. How shall we kick things off now? Well, before we get into the new, let's kind of get into the, I guess, old, because they have a launch trailer. We have a launch trailer here for the Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Okay, wait, hang on. Nerdy Neo got on my case because of how I pronounce Xenoverse. Where's the let's see. Xenoverse, not Xenoverse. I'll still pronounce it Xenoverse one way or another, but Xenoverse. Hassan says, man, the PSP was ahead of its time. It's funny how some of these companies get a little ahead of the curve, but they just don't try and stick the landing long enough to really work it through, and then they just get overshadowed completely. I mean, Nintendo was kind of was already in that whole portable console market, so it's kind of tough for them. Hey, Joker Voice. Hello and good morning, sir. He says, hello, heard you really had a pretty big wormhole watch. Yes, Brad put out the announcement. We were going into season 4 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, which was an insanely good episode. We all gave it such high praise. You'll have to watch his edit. And yes, Brad got his man crush on there, Nerderotic. So we were joined by Nerderotic on that as we watched the Star Trek Deep Space Nine season 4 first episode for season 4. So that was, Brad, God bless him. He went the full 9 and did his best, and he got what he wanted. Perseverance, folks. If anything, perseverance and, staying on it will get you what you are looking to do. And he certainly achieved the goal that he wanted. And the main thing I was there for was just watching that episode, because holy shit, I've been enjoying Star Trek Deep Space Nine as we've been going through every episode. And do go to Duke Devil 95's channel, check out our Wormhole Watch episodes. We've reviewed them. We've reviewed every episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine up until now, the season 4 opener. So it's been a blast. Do check it out. But yes, it was quite the for him. He was. I was just glad he got that. That was because that was all of his hard work put into that. Dan Blackbeard says the PSP Go was also completely digital, no physical drive for a disc. I saw the signs. Ah, yes. Well, nothing can compare to your fatality clips there, Joker. I mean, those fatality clips are mwah, pure cinema. All right, so yes, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, they are working to their final big saga, the future saga, chapter 4. This is the launch trailer. I thought I'd check it out. I need to get caught up on all of the DLC at some point. I'm gonna probably wait for another Steam sale before I do that. But I mean, I enjoyed Xenoverse 2. I really did. I love it to death. I know it could be better, and I'm hoping the sequel will get some much needed improvements, but we'll see, because I do have something for that. But for right now, we'll check out this trailer really quick for the Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Future Saga Chapter 4 launch trailer. Yeah, this was 5 days ago. Yeah, so here, let's switch on over here. Here we go. Let me just make sure we got it ready. Okay. Let's check this little bad boy out.
Yo, I've been waiting. What a pain. You're so disgustingly selfless.
Well, you're the good guy. You gotta be selfless. But I'm also gonna admit, I'm gonna be probably a little out of the loop on what they're gonna be going on about.
But I wanted to stop by and talk to you.
Ooh, he's leveled up. Look at him.
It might be the last chance we get.
This power won't just protect history. It will also protect all life within history as well.
Isn't it grand? What kind of trick is this? Wait, Goku? What is this? What's happening to you? Now, it's time for you to witness the fruits of my research.
Oh boy! Oh no!
Now that's creepy.
17! 17! If this keeps up, everyone will disappear.
So who was originally kind of just a cheeky little bugger? He's gone full anime villain now. Okay, there we go. There we go. Is this gonna be kind of a saying goodbye to everything?
Great news! You've been chosen for that big mission.
To get history back on track, we've taken down all kinds of foes, time and time again. We didn't only need...
Might be something I'll have to do. I'll have to plan a little playthrough of Xenoverse and do all the story missions and stuff like that. Tell him saying, why does this feel like a Jump Force storyline? That's been the whole, like, Dragon Ball has had a lot of now spin-offs since making its return with Super especially. But the Xenoverse here has kind of spawned its own little, like, whole multiversal time side loop nonsense. It's weird at times. The only thing that I've gravitated to it for is just the fact that, like, with these games, you get to create your own character and stuff like that, and my own narcissism on that. I'm like, of course I want to play as my own character. So, and they kind of try and do the whole, like, what if, but they don't stick to the what ifs, is what's always kind of made me go, you're not committing to the gimmick so much, but I get it. Because people still want the Dragon Ball storyline repeated again and again and again and again and again. Okay. Although it kind of sucks because, like, we've never gone back to Dragon Ball era. It's always just been Dragon Ball Z era and on. So I've always been like, why can't we get, like, the full timeline, and then also do, like, even just a big what if game of, like, what if there was a storyline where you know the character you get to create went to this Earth, instead of Goku, and then you got to play. Then maybe you got to play through the storyline of events and stuff like that, and did all that sort of thing. Hassan says in your playthrough, please make the ugliest character possible. Oh god, so that it basically we have to be a fat Majin. Yeah, it's like I said, so the whole thing for Xenoverse is that it's messing with time, dealing with what ifs, but the whole point is like basically like you're kind of Sam Beckett from Quantum Leap. You're going back and setting right what once went wrong. So that's kind of the whole thing with Xenoverse. Like it doesn't quite stick. It deals with what ifs, but like I said, it doesn't. I wish some would kind of stick. But your character then gets to be the one that goes in and corrects things.
Enemies in those time periods we visited. Those who also believed in justice. History. The future. Protect it all.
The final DLC.
This is goodbye. I had a fun life. Thanks to you.
I mean, this game they've really like stretched this one out for a long time now. So when did this? Let me see. When did trying to remember when this originally came out. Like I said, they've really so this originally came out 20. No, really 20. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 originally launched in North America on October 25th, 2016. Since then, it has expanded to multiple platforms, including Nintendo Switch, released in 2017, and dedicated PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S editions on May 24th, 2024. God damn. I had no idea. It's been out for 10 years, and they've kept this one fucking going. Holy crap. Like, I think that's kind of some funny proof there that, you know, you just kind of, you don't have to keep making new game after new game after new game after new game. You can kind of sprinkle some things in and keep a game going for, I mean, there's already proof of that with like MMOs and everything, but even for like a more dedicated, like the dedication for Dragon Ball Xenoverse is still a single player experience, and they've kept this going for 10 years. And it's just like, I mean, I think it's, if you give it that love and support, it can, things like this can keep living. Because I mean, it's, Xenoverse has already people kind of moved on to Fighter Z and stuff like that because they want more of their traditional fighters. This isn't so much that, and it's certainly not like the Tenkaichi Budokai games before we got now the Sparking Zero. But especially since the focus is you create a character and do all that, people want to just keep rehashing. I thought that's the nice thing with Xenoverse, is that it does kind of freshen things up a little bit. But I mean, that's the thing, like this game especially, like it found its player base, and also the modding community. They didn't let anything stop them, and they went full 9. And I've gone through this before. There's a whole collection of different mods and stuff like that that really spruce the game up. Because like I said, there's since this came, I mean, it came out in 2016, but still, they'd already had their original game, and then with this one, I was really hoping for a lot of improvements for transformations and stuff like that, but unfortunately, it wasn't quite there. However, the modding community certainly came along and improved on a lot of those things. Still tough to work around when it came to like Frieza's race and stuff like that for the change. There's different ways that they refer to them, but yeah. So there's been people really, they've really amped up the game. They've added other characters that weren't being added. So I mean, this game has just gotten extra life. So we got 1 extra mission arc, 2 parallel quests, 4 additional moves, costumes and accessories, super souls, new stage, 8 loading screen illustrations, and some mystery stuff. Oh, July 4th, new info every day. Stay tuned. But yeah, they have their whole Dragon Ball games release schedule. The Fighter Z DLC Daima Pack is on sale now. The Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 DLC Future Saga is available now. Sparking Zero, the DLC Super Limit Breaking Neo, available on summer 2026. I've been hearing that's really gonna be revamping the game too, so that's gonna be interesting. And then we still got next year to look forward to Xenoverse 3. Well, there you have it. Storyline sound, I mean, like I said, it's gonna be a big goodbye storyline, so it'll be interesting how they're gonna close this out. If it has a, I'm wondering how if they're gonna make it actually feel like a sense of completion, or if it's gonna be more just they'll still have like that open-ended ending just to kind of probably go into Xenoverse 3. So I'm gonna be curious. I'm gonna have to get the DLC at some point and play through this just to see what the storyline is for sure. Like I said, and I forgot this character's name, but they introduced him and like he was another like kind of shit stir just for time manipulation, but he almost seemed more mischievous than outright villainous. But now it's like, all right, it's ramped up and it's gotten to this point, so now we're full on villainy. It's on Quantum Leaps in the wrong body. Retarded? Dan Blagger says, I hate this trend of trying to make every fighting game these big branching storylines with weird RPG elements. I get that. Xenoverse was doing a whole RPG system for sure with your character and stuff like that. I don't know what 3 is going to be like. I don't know if they're still going to continue that or if they're going to drop, because it was kind of like, it felt weird at times trying to do the right kind of stat, mitigate, like allotting stats and stuff like that. It'll be curious to see if they continue this trend with Xenoverse 3 from 2, because I mean from 1 to 2 that they kept that going, and yeah, I don't know. I feel it started with Injustice. It's been a while since I've played the Injustice game, and I have the second one. I'd gotten it on a really cheap Steam sale. I'll have to play that one too at some point. But yeah, I know they like started adding some weird systems with like getting different, basically like the different sets for the way you can kind of customize each of the characters with the different looks and everything like that. So yeah, not so much this RPG stuff, but the story. I mean, fighting games for this. Well, I guess what you're saying for big branching storylines, but I mean, yeah, I mean, as time has gone on, they've done that though. Like they keep having to like up the ante. Mortal Kombat has been doing that. I mean, from Mortal Kombat 1 to 2, they were ramping up their storylines, especially then once they got to the 3D realm for games. Then it was called, yeah, now we've got the full ability to do storytelling, and that's where it really kind of kicked off. So, I mean, if you want, yeah, kind of big branching storylines, it kind of even go back to some of the old Mortal Kombat games, considering then they had Mortal Kombat Mythologies, Shaolin Monks, and Special Forces? Is that the other one? I think that was the other one. It was like Mortal Kombat, like Special Forces. It was Jax and Sonya? Let's see. Yeah. Oh, it looks like it's just Jax. Mortal Kombat Special Forces 2000 action adventure game developed and published by Midway for the PlayStation, spin-off of Mortal Kombat franchise. It's the second installment, not to be a fighting game, and the first 3D spin-off. Set before the first game in the series, it follows Jax as he pursues criminal leader Kano and his gang. Okay, so this was just a Jax spin-off. Interesting. I thought for some reason it was. I thought it was like it would have had like co-op for then Sonya as well. It ruined Mortal Kombat, which the 3D side, it's going 3D or having the bigger branching storylines. I mean, I think it got ruined certainly with after Mortal Kombat 9. It quickly turned ridiculous. Like they basically, I think I equated to kind of Marvel and DC. They got impatient and they couldn't build again. They had to go directly to they had to go full ludicrous speed. And just kind of then time. I mean they. Yeah, it's a mixed bag. Anyways, with Xenoverse 2 here. I'll be curious to see the results of this final DLC. I'll have to grab it when I get the chance. Like I said, though, I'm gonna have to get a few of the DLC packs just to kind of catch up on all of the storylines they've had playing out. And it'll probably won't be until the next big Steam summer sale, and not a summer sale, but they already did that, but like a winter sale or something like that. I'll be curious to see how it all closes out, because I've enjoyed the hell out of going back to Xenoverse 2 off and on, installing mods and getting through it and playing it and just having a good old time. I'll have to probably play through it straight just to kind of see how the game is with all these updates and stuff like that, so that'll be kind of interesting. Because usually, like I say, I have my mods all set up, I have it ready to go, because I just kind of need those extra additionals. Anyways, I'm curious to see how that'll close everything out. Okay, Dan Blackbeard says Street Fighter is maybe the only major one that still mostly resembles the first few games, story and playability wise. Just the upgrade from 2D to 3D with the fighters and stages. Yeah, I guess that's probably, yeah, because they've kind of kept it to where it is just straight up. You're going through like kind of like the arcade-ish mode and just doing all that sort of stuff. Although I thought they've added some story elements with some of the more recent ones. But it's been a while. The last one I think I really was playing was Street Fighter 4? I think that was it. Yeah, I think it was Street Fighter 4 was the last one that I picked up and played. And I had fun going... I had fun doing some of the multiplayer and... doing some of the multiplayer and playing as Dan. Although I heard for that game, they apparently beefed up Dan Hibiki. So, it kind of took... although I don't know if that maybe came with that Ultra Edition and stuff, but, like, initially, I was having fun just playing as Dan online, fighting people. And especially when I got, like, people running around as Akumas, and I took them out. That felt good. Especially avoiding, the death move a few times. but like I said, I don't know. I had heard they kind of beefed him up for that game, which kind of disappointed me. I'm like, ah, shit. Here I was like, felt riding a bit of a high, getting some of those victories. Turns out they gave him a bump. they gave Dan some performance enhancing drugs. All right. Dan Blugger says Mortal Kombat got ruined with the big storylines outside of just tournament like it is meant to be. That was probably, yeah, once we got to Mortal Kombat 9 and 10. But I mean even with Mortal Kombat 3 that was kind of the start of getting outside of a tournament-ish, because it was Shao Kahn invading Earth. And the whole then purpose was to go and defeat Shao Kahn. So I mean, even back then, that was kind of it. But then they kind of got back on course. I think after 4. I'm trying to think of some too. Because then they were still like starting tournaments and stuff like that. Even Deadly Alliance, so there when Shang Tsung and Quan Chi took over. But yeah, I get that. Which one was it with the character Shujinko though? Like I thought that was. Where was he introduced? Deception. Mortal Kombat Deception I liked. I liked the kind of that extra mode. It was like the whole Shujinko story mode, which I thought was kind of like, because it was kind of an action beat 'em up mode within the game, within the rest of the tournament that then took place on the outside. But I see I can get what you mean a bit on that one. I get that. I don't know. I've always just had a love for Mortal Kombat one way or another. Up until like, I didn't mind 10, the Mortal Kombat 10, but 11 I avoided altogether. And once I watched the story, I was really glad I did, because it was just called, all right, you've gone completely silly buggers with the whole then introduction of Chronica, time travel, and then Mortal Kombat 1 I didn't touch either, because then like I was waiting to see how they were going to do this quote unquote reboot to bring it down back to Mortal Kombat 1. And like I said, with keeping when Liu Kang was then the de facto god and de facto winner and all that, which I mean he's been the chosen one, but keeping him godhood status, like I thought when he was gonna reset the whole universe, that meant also he'd reset himself. He'd maybe be back in the system as a regular human being. But when you got him as a god and he can still manipulate things as he does and can, it kind of removes. It's kind of like the Dragon Balls. It removes any threat, which is just unfortunate. But yeah, and then they went full silly buggers in that game too with then they were doing multiverse. It was Mortal Kombat Multiverse of Madness basically. I'm like, God dang it, guys, can you not? But that was already plagued with problems, so. Dan Blackbeard says they needed to make a Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat game at the end of the 90s when they both started to become stale. DC and Marvel made it work. Yeah, that's still been a surprise that they never culminated into anything. But I know we still never got, because there was the Street Fighter cross Tekken, and then there was supposed to be a Tekken cross Street Fighter in more the style of Tekken, which we never got that. But I am shocked we never got the Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat game. We weirdly got DC versus Mortal Kombat, which was then just unfortunately a neutered version of Mortal Kombat. It was okay, but I mean, when you have Mortal Kombat as part of the whole name and the IP and stuff like that, you're kind of, I don't know, you're kind of hoping for that whole brutality of what Mortal Kombat brings, and unfortunately it's just a neutered version. See, Dan Blackbeard says Capcom was smart with those Marvel and X-Men crossovers. By the time DC versus MK came out, it just looked like copying. Yeah, Capcom was on the ball with those ones. And I mean, Marvel versus Capcom is I mean, Jesus. 2 especially was probably the peak of that series. Yeah, they have more Marvel versus Capcom 3 and whatnot, but I mean, 2 was probably like the best one. And especially with like such an insane roster. Yeah, they have Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 now on the Steam store, I see. But I mean, like, it didn't get better than Marvel vs. Capcom 2, in my opinion. It was just insanity. And like it was, it's still fresh. And yeah, even the X-Men versus Capcom games were fun. I've emulated a few of those just for fun, playing the arcade version. Yeah. Dan Blackbeard mentioned Street Fighter versus X-Men was awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah, Street Fighter versus X-Men. Yeah, that was good shit. And then, I mean, then they just reused all those assets and brought it into the Marvel vs. Capcom series, and then there you go. I mean, what a perfect way to culminate everything into a big brawl. Almost Smash Brothers-esque. Just in a 2D, much more of a, you know, straight up fighter. But yeah, Capcom, they knew what they were doing. They got ahead of that curve, and like I said, then they just, when we got DC versus Mortal Kombat, it just kind of felt very much like they were just kind of trying to chase that dragon a bit, you know? But it just did not live up to it, so. Oh well. Just before I get into this next one, I'll be right back in a jiffy. I gotta put the BRB thing on this one. Anyway, be right back. Okay. Let's see here. Dan Blackbeard says corporate cooperation ousted corporate greed for a few short years. Now everything has its own fighting game that is just a clone of another, but not as good. Too much licensing out to just fit a franchise skin over an existing shell of a game to make it unique to the brand. Yeah, that's the big unfortunate thing to the way, just the fact of the gaming industry getting as big as it has, is now that corporate overreach and oversight and stuff like that. We've lost a lot of the freedom to do, for these game companies to do fun, silly, buggery shit. And you know, that's been the unfortunate side of all this. Like, yeah, it's great, so many people are into the hobby, blah 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 blah, but what did we lose in return? Like, these game companies lost a lot of freedom to do what they want. They're all then so quick to try and trademark things, license things, whatever it may be. So, you know, I've said it a billion times before on here, you know, it's insane if you think about it. If Doom, the original Doom, was coming out the way it was in this current atmosphere, we probably wouldn't have gotten then some of the games that we got, with the fact that everybody started using that game engine. And a lot of other, you know, just at the time, like even Quake, when that came about, all the companies that started using the Quake engine, we might not have gotten some of the games that we did. So it's just unfortunate, because like it is, the other thing I've talked about, my annoyance, is that how the Nemesis system from the Lord of the Rings, Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War, that's completely locked in. Funnily enough, even BioWare, I think, trademarked their dialogue wheel system and all that. That got locked in. It's just sad and unfortunate, because like I said, it really means like we for people to maybe get like kind of a interesting creative idea, they don't have that quite ability to then just like kind of build off of something. It's all stuck in legality, legal bullshit. So it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. But let's now get into the next little topic here. And that's that we got Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 gameplay, closer look. So we're gonna get a little bit more, I guess, yeah, as it says, a closer look at the gameplay side of things for Xenoverse 3. I am interested in this third game. I'm hoping it's gonna be good. I'm hoping it's gonna bring improvements to the system and stuff like that, but we'll see. But we'll check out and see what this is all about. Like I say, hopefully this improves on a lot of different things for it, especially when when it comes to like either the character creation or the transformations and stuff like that. Like, give me the availability for different ways to go about it, and especially give me the if I'm a Saiyan, I'm going Super Saiyan 4. I want that transformation, goddammit. I want to be Hairy Monkey Man. Or, you know, it's funny, they did. I don't even think they've allowed you to do the Uzaru transformation either. You can do. They made it for giant Namekians, but I don't think they allowed a transformation like that. I don't even know if a mod did that. Huh. Anyways.
You there, is my voice reaching your ears?
Yes.
You have been summoned, brought here from a land far, far away.
Oh.
At Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour 2026, we revealed Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 and its brand new world, Age 1000, brought to life by Akira Toriyama. This setting opens the door to a new era of Dragon Ball with original...
Hey, no. So I'm saying, what? Too good to be a pickle man? I did make it canonically, because that's how I am. I did make my Xenoverse 1 main character Namekian, and then had him carry over to be what they were first saying was like, oh, your character from the first game will be like a mentor character. And I was like, okay, I'll do the whole Piccolo thing. But they didn't quite live up to that. But it was yes, I do have I'm not above being a pickle man.
Characters, familiar faces, and many mysteries still waiting to be discovered. The unique aspect of Dragon Ball Xenoverse series is that you can become whoever you want in the game. The latest trailer gives us
I don't know,
some
that
hints
seems
about the new possibilities. Most important is the connection that you, as player character, have with the original Dragon Ball characters. It's a foundational part of the setting and mechanics of this game. In this world, you'll develop into the hero you've always wanted to be using the skills, attacks, and supports, thanks to your connections to the Dragon Ball characters.
Okay, so they showed that you know doing the Kaioken there. But like I said, for this Xenoverse 3, they've been keeping Goku oddly, like, kind of out of it. So now I'm kind of curious if that last DLC is going to have anything to do with this from Xenoverse 2. I'm wondering where the carryover might be. I'm kind of curious.
You'll develop into the hero you've always wanted to be using the skills, attacks, and supports, thanks to your connections to the Dragon Ball characters. In the game, of course you'll be able to build your own character, but for today, we will be playing the default Saiyan character, JH. Before heading out, let's...
Okay, hang on. I want to go just kind of see that really quick. I want to see first the human. Come on. Okay, I just want to kind of... So, Earthling, natives of Earth who compose the planet's dominant population. In addition to possessing a well-rounded range of abilities, their potential meter fills quickly. So, they really are just the even keel. But, I mean, they need to do... I'm hoping this time around they do something interesting with the Earthlings. That was kind of the cool thing with the mods for Xenoverse 2, is that then you could get the transformation for like Ultra Instinct for an Earthling to actually achieve something like that. Because let's face it, you know, the damn Saiyans, once they came along, they just started nerfing everybody. So I respected the Piccolo-ness, yes. Dan Blackbeard says 10kg had really fun grade 8 mechanics for the fights. I'd have to replay through those again. I never picked the grade 8s myself, but I'd have to see, because I know I hated fighting the bastards, but...
Today, we will be...
Alright, Saiyan, descendants of planet Vegeta's warrior race who are experts in offense. Even Saiyans of mixed lineage possess strength rivaling that of their ancestors. While their HP is somewhat lacking, their strength spikes when in dire straits. Huh. So they're kind of like glass cannons a bit. They got the power and attack. See, I think that, yeah, this is where we get a little silly buggery when we got the different stats and stuff like that. And I'm wondering now if they're trying to do something to make Saiyans maybe a little less attractive for people. But, I mean, that's going to be everyone's draw. Footage from this version's development to the... Oh, yeah, okay.
Before heading out, let's take a look at your personal space. Your room starts off cluttered and unorganized, but with a little help from Koa, it will become a clean, functional space ready for you to shape.
So now they're bringing in a little more personal customization, I guess, for now having an actual room and
You
whatnot.
can decorate, arrange furniture, and customize your character's
Okay,
appearance,
yeah.
creating a space that truly reflects who you want to become. Now, let's step outside and get into the
I was gonna
action.
say, is that gonna act more like the central hub than having like the city? But now we're gonna see probably the more open world aspect.
Outside, a whole city is waiting to be explored. This will also serve as your online hub to meet and play with other players. It looks like Gamma 1 already has a mission for us. Now let's take a look at a complete mission playthrough. This quest takes place in the Glacier area, where you fight through Frieza Force soldiers and
Okay.
other opponents.
I hope you are not, when you go out on missions, you're not always stuck in this outfit. I
This
really hope
time,
that's not
we're
going to be the
teaming up
case.
with 3 other great Seiya squad members, including Brett, and together, they'll push through several combat encounters before they reach the mission boss. Let's pause and have a look at some important information. The most important features are your health and team information in the upper left. On the right side, you can see
They've minimized this a lot now. Like, even before it was Xenoverse 2, is the health bar and stuff had a little bit more detail to it. That's kind of interesting that they're going like minimalist with that, with those screens. I don't think I'm gonna be able to pull anything up for it. Oh well.
controls indicating how to combine rush attacks and heavy attacks into combos. Based on your battle style, your moves and combos will change. You can see the differences between our default Saiyan and Earthling characters made for this video. One has the attacks and combos of Vegeta, and the other one uses Goku's moves.
Okay, so there's our first Goku mention.
You can also see trackers for your super attacks, ultimate attacks, soul assist, and soul switch. These abilities are the
Soul
fulcrum
assist and
points
soul
that shift
switch?
the balance of battle in your favor. Super attacks come in multiple types with secondary effects, while ultimate attacks deliver heavier, more cinematic attacks once their gauge is filled. As you can see, all these attacks have a cooldown, so you need to use them at the...
All right, now it's seeming like they're getting more. I can't say like Dynasty Warriors-esque, especially like but this the way they took out that whole group feels a lot different than
right moment. Here,
what they've
we can
done with
see our
Xenoverse
player's
2.
ultimate attack is ready to activate.
And the maps are feeling a lot bigger as well. But I don't know if these are the where you're gonna fight on, and this is just the missions or what. That'd be interesting to see the actual like where you do a lot of the extra fighting
Let's
and
use
stuff.
it. It's
Or just the
long
maps
range
that you
with a
pick
wide
and
hit
stuff.
Area, perfect to soften up this new group of enemies. Ki is at the center of every fight. Controlling your own ki while pressuring your opponent is vital to success in battle. You can drain your opponent's ki in several ways. Light attack combos and heavy charge attacks could do the job. But
I
using
don't
ki
know
drain
about
type
that.
super attacks would be even more efficient to drain their ki to zero and cause a ki break to your opponent. They become wide open for a devastating break smash, causing more damage than standard super attacks.
See, before, if I remember right, it was more of a defensive bar that you had. You didn't have your key getting sapped when you were doing just even regular attacks like that. Like, you had your key reserve, and then you had a block bar. Yeah, it was a block bar that they had in there. And I don't know how I feel about that. That the attacks will drain your key like that.
It's time for the main event, the mission boss. This team is up against
Broly.
Broly from Dragon Ball Super.
You're sending a bunch of fresh newbies off to fight Broly? What are you trying to put? Oh.
The battle is at its peak here, so use the environment when you can.
Oh, well, at least it's
block
not
attacks
real
and save your
Broly.
key. Soul Assist lets Dragon Ball characters support you directly in battle. Once the assist gauge is filled, you can call in a Soul Assist to create an immediate advantage. In this video, the default Saiyan character can call on Trunks, while the default Earthling character can call on Vegeta. It's a tough sequence of fights, but if you or an ally gets knocked out, they can be revived by another team member.
Yeah, and
staying
this
at
is
their
something
side
they
for
did
a
in
while.
the last two as well.
Let's
Your
look again
allies
at
can
our
come
Earthling
and
character.
help you.
When the potential meter reaches its maximum, you can trigger a soul switch and switch to the Dragon Ball character of your choice. In this video, the Earthling player shifts into future Trunks. This ability sharply boosts your combat performance with
Why did she transition into No,
faster super attack cooldowns and character-specific abilities. As an alternative to the Soul Switch, there is Awakening. In this video, the Saiyan character can awaken into a Super Saiyan. This feature allows players to transform into more powerful forms based on the race of their choice, granting bonuses and
Okay. Because I'm already looking at that. I see there's a countdown timer. You're gonna have only a certain amount of time to use the transformations. I'm personally not liking that one, brother. Like I preferred it based off of your key reserves and stuff like that. Like if you at least maintained your key, you'd maintain the transformation. They've done that in the other games too. Like if you got down to a certain point, you'd lose Super Saiyan, or sometimes you just turn it off. But I don't like the idea of it being a timer. I don't like that.
power for a limited time. And when it's all said and done, the last thing to do is celebrate. Your team will receive plenty of rewards for their efforts, allowing you to grow stronger, customize your character, and prepare for even greater challenges ahead. Your connection to Dragon Ball characters unlocks endless possibilities. Adapt to any battle, whether you're facing countless enemies or a single overwhelming opponent. And that's just the start of what's new in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. There's also a whole new world and future to discover. So much more will be revealed, so stay tuned.
Yeah, I don't know about some of that. I really don't. Like I said, I when I noticed it's just a health bar, I was like, huh, that's odd. 'Cause like I said, in Xenoverse like 1 and 2. Let me see if I can get a good screenshot. So, come on, you silly thing. Let me pull up the damn screenshot. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm referring to here. Oh, let's pull this on over here. Oh, god dang it. All right, so like you see, you got the top bar here, that's silver, that was your health. You got your key and stamina. The stamina bar was basically your block and defense bar. That was how you could, but I mean, you could, with power, with like they said, with the power attacks and stuff like that, that's how they diminished key in that regards. But in that same thing, that's how you break people's stamina, is through power attacks and stuff like that, and maybe being a little relentless. So at least you had it, kind of separated out like that to attack in different ways. Having it structured just to the key, I not a big fan of that idea. I like the idea of having that stamina, or like I said, kind of calling it a block bar, to being able to, if you maintain that and are able to, you know, not take those hits, that's a great way of doing it. Yeah, so between that, then having like, I understand a timer for like the character assists, like I get that, especially like they kind of it looks like it shows they pulled the character, they even have the character themselves jump in for moments during the fights. So I think we'll see in just a moment here, like Vegeta or Trunks are, you know, in the battlefield with them when they, hang on, where was it? I know that it shows, like I said, I'm not a fan of this idea of it being locked to the key like that. Where was it? As before Broly, I'm pretty sure. At least I thought it was. Or maybe it was for the Broly fight, because then they had to. Yeah, there. Yeah. So we like this, like for when you're summoning out the characters like that to take part, like those sort of things, I understand. Wait, they said the default Earthling was using Goku's moves. Why is it Vegeta right there? And they have Trunks as their summon. This is weird. But like that, I can, and then doing the whole like transformation into the character to then get that extra big super move. So let me I'll unmute that again and just kind of hear.
Let's look again at our Earthling character. When the potential meter reaches its maximum, you can trigger a soul switch and switch to the Dragon Ball character of your choice. In this video, the Earthling...
like transforming into those specific characters, again with the time limit, that I understand.
...shifts into future Trunks. This ability sharply boosts your combat performance with faster super attack cooldowns and character-specific abilities.
So like that I can understand, especially if like the character has like certain boosted stats and everything, and then you suddenly summon them in your place, and maybe you don't have those the higher stats or something like that. But then I'm sure they'll also like scale it, I'd imagine. But like that, okay, I can understand that. But when, I mean,
as an alternative to the soul switch, there is awakening.
With the awakening,
the Saiyan character can awaken into.
And now they are only showing it for the Saiyans because let's face it, everybody and their mother plays as the Saiyans at some point, and they're the big ones for anything transformation related at this point. They overshadowed people that came before that did any kind of transformations originally, so they're always the main ones. But like, I don't know, like, I could understand it, maybe a time limit on the transformation if it really boosts your stats that much. Okay, maybe I could understand that if you're doing multiplayer. But for single player parts of the game, when you're just doing missions like this and everything, I don't want to have to, I want to stay as, you know, I want to stay in the transformation. I want to keep, you know, it's always something dire that knocks them out of the transformation in the anime and in the mangas and stuff like that. And then, you know, it's still also a video game. Let's do some fun. Let me have a bit of that Dragon Ball power fantasy of getting to stay in the transformation and everything like that. Other than, like I said, maybe relegating it to your ki, you get knocked out if you run out of ki, that I understand. But unless like they make it possible to either get the time limit removed through like progression of the game, in-game storyline for training or something like that, okay, But you're showing it to me like this, and I'm going, okay, I'm stuck on a time limit. That doesn't entice me very much, personally. I liked the Xenoverse. They let you do the transformations. You stayed in the transformations until, you know, whatever it may be. This is kind of frustrating, because I might just end up sticking with Xenoverse 2 at a point. Damn, Blackbeard says they should just pop out of a capsule like a Pokemon. Well, considering how spastic Nintendo is when anybody does something remotely close to that, I don't think they wanted to take the risk. But that would have been freaking hilarious if they did. That should be the character summon. That would have been great, actually. If they had done that, that would have been pretty freaking hilarious and awesome at the same time. I could have been down for that. I don't know. Now seeing this gameplay, like the gameplay itself is still very, very similar to, you know, Xenoverse 1 and 2. You got the big open map, fighting, beating up enemies and stuff like that. Then you got the boss moment that comes in, and you have to go a little bit more tougher on it. But yeah, these these changes with the key management and being something that you have to then, as part of your defense. Then, I mean, I guess in certain regards, that's staying a bit true to Dragon Ball, considering like that would always be the thing. If they're fresh and still full of ki, they wouldn't take the same amount of battle damage unless the person was really that much stronger than them. But I still like the idea for the game mechanics that it was built through the stamina bar. That would be how your defenses could get knocked out, and the enemy players would get hits on you a little easier. And then, like, it is like I said, the soul assist, when you do the transformation into said character, I get the time limit on that. I'm just not into it for the Super Saiyan transformations, and I'd imagine even for if you got the Frieza race or the Majin Boos, it's not gonna make sense to me. I don't like it. So I don't know. Like I could be wrong in all this. Maybe once like the game is out, had the time to play it, look at it a little bit differently, go, oh, that actually does work for the game. But, and especially like, I guess probably depending on how long the matches go themselves. Yeah, I'm still iffy. I'm very iffy on it. Again, we'll have to see how, because I mean we still got till next year, whenever that's going to be, when they decide to release it next year. So, and to see what other changes are to come along. But I'm just very now kind of I'm a little on this one. I was excited at first. Now I've kind of scaled it back. My hype levels have kind of diminished. I've kind of I guess I gained some senses. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not right. It's not like I'm writing it off. It's just really like kind of frustrating. So like, dang it, I liked some of the core mechanics in the previous games. And mainly, I mean, 2 I thought was a great place to be for it. I was just hoping for improvements in other areas, improvements in the ability for transformations and stuff like that. And I certainly like the idea of the open world, main hub world and stuff like that. Like, that's cool. Then, you know, it's neat that you got your own, like they said, you have your own little room, your own little space that you'll get to manage and decorate and stuff like that. That's neat, especially if you get like trophies for doing certain events in game or whatever the missions are, and you get to kind of use those to decorate, and you then get to see those accomplishments in that sense. Okay, that's fun. That's neat. as to that. But on the gameplay side of things, that's where it's really gonna be kind of iffy on that. But again, like I said, we'll see. This is kind of some early looks. It wasn't even kind of says like, I don't know what kind of level it said for the. Footage from the version in development. The content shown was specifically created for this demo and may differ from the final version. So we'll see what happens with the versions that do come. You have sense? Hey, you know. We'll see what future updates will bring for this before release. Like I said, I'll hold out. I won't go. Not writing it off, just very now kind of iffy on it. That's all. Not the direction I was hoping for, but hey, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Now, let's see here. Well, with this one, there's only one place to really kind of start out here. And it goes back to basically July 1st. And it was PlayStation making their big important updates for their news on physical discs for new games and news on the PlayStation Store on PS3 and the PS Vita, which they are shutting down. And of course, for news on physical discs for new games, they are going to be discontinuing. And since then, especially this one alone, has been community noted to hell and back. Although I hate that they use anything from Reset Era, but this has been a main point of PlayStation has been slammed. We do have from Does It Play, you are killing ownership, you are killing legal preservation, you are killing discoverability, you are killing publishers, you are killing developers. This is a move that might slightly improve bottom lines, but tear down every other aspect of this medium. Well done, you effed up. PlayStation nostalgia here. I have no words. Final nail in the coffin of the company I once loved. And this nostalgic gamer has a picture of their own collection. It looks like this is not the way. Stop killing games official. I want you to stop killing games. I mean, honestly, like even Dan Blackbeard said earlier, you know, saw the writing on the wall with something like that was the PSP Go that was purely digital. And so and PlayStation has had otherwise kind of remained silent too, but we have Culture Crave here that was documenting a lot of Sony's tweet announcing it's ending physical game disc production in 2028 now has several active community notes. It has also surpassed 150 million views. Here we do have a lot of the community notes. And as I also heard, I could be wrong, but I could have sworn I was also hearing that some of them were being removed, some of the community notes, but I might be misremembering that. But after they made that announcement, I mean, yeah, you got all of this here. Phasing out physical PlayStation media raises anti-consumer concerns, chiefly the loss of game ownership. Moving entirely digital means users buy revocable licenses rather than permanent assets, allowing Sony to pull access at will while eliminating resale and preservation. And that was a big thing too, is that, and then some people going a little more hard on their on some of the community notes there, because also there was news that they had removed some videos, some movies that people had purchased, and removed the ability to, I believe, removed it from their account completely. So I mean, it just goes to show just how easy they can flip a switch and you lose any digital content you have that you've purchased from them. But yeah, even at this point, this was from July 6th. PlayStation hasn't posted in over 5 days on Twitter X, their longest span of not tweeting in years. The post announcing they're ending physical game production currently has 8 approved community notes. So wait, when was that? Gamers waiting for PlayStation to tweet again. I mean, everybody's then showing off a lot of their physical media. So this one was from, also July 6th. Okay. And then this was on this one, because he's like, this person saying, oh, okay, so they had the screenshot of, I wonder why, with all the community notes there. Pirate Nation also spreading the word here. PlayStation now has 8 community notes on the post, over 154 million views, more than the GTA 6 trailer. They have gone completely silent for 6 days after the announcement of ending physical discs, and everyone is waiting for their next move. And again, you know, all of the different community notes labeled there. And I guess PlayStation has been uploading on their YouTube channel, so make sure you head over there and make your voices heard. So they've certainly been, they kept up on that side because everybody is distracted over here on X. And this was interesting how this God Empress of Mankind captured. The PlayStation paycheck must be insane because there's no way journos are doing this much corpo dick writing for free. Oh, you'd probably be surprised on how much corpo dick writing those fuckers are more than happy to do. So, although there's a Polygon here, I won't mourn PlayStation discs. And Gizmodo, game discs deserve to die. As it's been said plenty, you don't hate the game journos enough, especially. Game journalists have been proven to be just, especially the most parasitic bunch of pieces of low-life trash out there. But, I mean, you know, it comes as no surprise that they pull that. And it's funny too, considering Polygon, we had them saying on the whole, I won't go into that one. But not surprising. Let's see, again, Pirate Nation here had caught some PlayStation Plus users are getting a 50% discount when they try to rage cancel their subscription to protest. Players have reported seeing the offer just before confirming their cancellation. Some received 50% off of a 3-month PlayStation Extra plan, while others were offered discounts on a 12-month subscription. The offer doesn't appear to be available to everyone. So maybe if you've only like spent X amount of money on the store. They're like, no, please stay. Have a discount while we F you. Yes. Hold, don't give in. Remember what they took from you. I mean, that's what I can only hope, is that gamers actually finally kind of wake up a little bit and know to actually start to walk away from these companies instead of tacitly doing so, where they'll just end up turning right back around and going back. But this was it. That's funny that they are like, hey guys, get a discount on your PlayStation Plus membership. if you're gonna leave. No, come back. But I mean, hey, at least I can say for myself, I haven't had the subscription since PlayStation 4. I canceled it back then just because of the choices they were making then. And then here we go into from Game Rant. PlayStation just broke its silence and people are really not happy. Published July 7th, so that following day after July 6th, all those posts coming about of their silence. 6 days after its controversial announcement about plans to abandon physical discs in 2028, PlayStation posted on social media again, but the post was about a completely unrelated subject, making fans even angrier. PlayStation has been under fire non-stop since July 1st announcement, and its last post on Twitter received multiple community notes and thousands of negative comments. Many immediately saw PlayStation's move as the end of ownership for games. However, thousands of others were patiently waiting to see how the company would respond to the criticism and whether it would change course considering the scale of the backlash. It turns out PlayStation wants to simply brush the negative comments under the rug and move on. So yeah, this was the tweet. Switch out lever gates with ease of Flex Strike wireless fight stick. After a record-breaking silence on social media, PlayStation's first Twitter post was a promotion for Sony's brand new fight stick. The post reached millions of views in a very short time, currently has over 40,000 comments. However, almost none of the comments and quoted reposts are about the promoted product. Most people are calling out the company for trying to move on and act as if nothing happened after announcing one of the most controversial decisions in recent gaming history. Even Domino's Pizza UK took a jab at the company by replying, "Did somebody order a digital pizza?" And it has been funny. Like these companies were taking their chance to really take a shot at PlayStation while they could. I still need to wait and see too, especially how much of this is going to stick from people, but we'll find out. Under PlayStation's post referencing its own earlier tweet that said, We've sold 172. Excuse me. We've sold 172,288,912 pizzas since PlayStation last posted. It is safe to say that PlayStation is breaking records for all the wrong reasons. The brand's first tweet regarding Sony's no-disc policy received more views than GTA 6's logo reveal on Twitter and has more comments than almost any other PlayStation tweet in the past year. It has also become a target of the internet's meme culture. For instance, one tweet saying, "Let's ratio Sony with a crowbar," has received more than PlayStation's official announcement. Now the company's latest tweet, which blatantly ignores the controversy Sony has caused over the past week, is receiving the same treatment. One of the first famous people to react to PlayStation's new post was Scott Wozniak, the name behind Blue Border Entertainment. He posted an unamused selfie he used to react to PlayStation's initial July 1st announcement, and his whimsical tweet has received far more likes than PlayStation's promotional video, which goes to show how the community feels about the situation. Only time will tell how PlayStation's shift to an all-digital ecosystem will impact the future of gaming. What's certain at the moment is that the company is intentionally avoiding the topic. Maybe it's relying on time as a free resource to wash away the negativity surrounding the brand and gradually return things to normal. Even worse, Sony might know that the major players in the gaming industry will soon follow suit and announce similar policies. So it is waiting for the attention to shift to them. And that's just it. The thing is that we already had the likes of the PC side of gaming already make that big shift to a full digital ecosystem. And you have freaking, we looked at it, Gabe Newell is buying yachts and super yachts and crazy homes. So, you know, it's been such a well-off thing for him. It's no surprise that now, but I mean, it's only now that, you know, these consoles are wanting to make that shift, when they probably should have been doing it much sooner if they really wanted to get on that gravy train and convince people that, you know, digital was the way to go. But I mean, they're looking at things and thinking, yeah, we can get away with this. They want full control over ownership over the games that are released, what you are allowed to play, basically what you're not allowed to play, the content that stays in the games, the content that can be cut from the games. They want that full direct access. And that has been a major, I mean, point of contention for me with this always online access. It's never been good because it allows for them to do, you know, sneaky shystery shit of manipulating your game content and stuff like that. I mean, yes, you can basically not log in online, but then there are certain games that you may buy that require, quote unquote, require that download in order to play. It's basically like a DRM. You have to get to unlock your game. And so, you know, yeah, this is just the continuing thing. This was an interesting one. From Does It Play? Want to own your games and oppose Sony? Read this, follow this. And I thought this was interesting. So, from this Pio 5, apparently hype news and updates, love gaming and lifting heavy. And so here they say, Sony and PlayStation doesn't care about you. Well, we definitely know. I mean, the funny thing is too, is once like PlayStation, I think it was, moved their headquarters. It's either Sony or Sony PlayStation headquarters, whatever it may have been, moved their headquarters to California. Oh boy, did we notice such a shift. They want physical discs gone. They will keep ignoring fans and not care, but there are things they will have to care about. So like it is, I think I said this when this news first dropped, is that because of you do have people like that are the graphic snobs, they want their ultra high def realistic looking games and all that sort of BS, is that unfortunately the digital is the way that they do lock in on going towards, because how else do you then allow for that full data to be part of the game? Blu-ray discs can contain a lot of information, but can they contain all of these games? Not really. Especially with how big some of them have gotten over the years. Yes, there are still some companies and group of, you know, the tech nerds that still know how to do their jobs and optimize and all that sort of thing and compress space to make it viable to go onto a disc and everything. But, you know, when people want the games that they kind of want, it unfortunately leaves them in that weird awkward space that, you know, that extra digital download they potentially need. Yes, they can put as much of the game as they can on the disc, but at a certain point, that's where that extra digital side is going, and that's been that, you know, stronger and stronger push. If people can actually, you know, take a step back and maybe also then ask for or want games with an actual like dedicated art style that isn't trying to go for that ultra HD look, maybe a slight, yes, realistic look, but again, with a certain art style to it that doesn't require so much space being taken up, then we can still maintain discs. But when people want all this wild ultra realistic HDR or whatever the hell it is, the new gimmick tagline thing for graphics, you're running out of options at the end of the day. I've done a lot of research and got help from a lot of people to find out all this info, so please read and try to understand all of this. There is no reason to argue with each other, no rage or anything like that will actually do anything, but reading and understanding how things work might. Right now, a Dutch group is suing Sony for $400 million in the Fair PlayStation lawsuit on behalf of 1.7 million gamers. Their argument is that Sony controls basically all digital game sales on PlayStation and charges a 30% Sony tax. According to their research, digital games are around 47% more expensive than physical ones. See, and that's the funny thing, like, once upon a time, digital was the cheaper option, but I think now with things like this 30% tax from Sony and what even Valve takes from games, that's why they just all went up to the regular price instead of being that little bit cheaper on digital stores. Sony's decision to stop physical disc production in 2028 strengthens their case because it removes the used game market and leaves gamers with almost no real alternative to Sony's store. Even if this Dutch case doesn't fully win on its own, it still matters. If the court finds Sony is abusing its dominant position, it gives the EU Commission strong evidence to open their own investigation under antitrust rules. And that's been kind of the thing with on the EU side, they have gone after, and that's what made Valve change a lot of their policies when it came to then making it available after 2 hours, that then you could return before the 2 hour mark, you could return the game. Was from a lot of cases like I think like this, that, you know, found digital, and that's the thing, like this and I was talking about this with somebody that I know and I was going to check out a local game store that he works at, and we're talking about it, and we're like, yeah, I mean, if anything, yes, the whole stop killing games is fantastic, and we need that, but right now the digital marketplace is still very much wild west, and you need further consumer rights and stuff like that in the digital landscape in order to push that forward for more preservation and stuff like that as well. So there's two separate battlefields. You may have to focus on one to bump up the other a lot more. Anyways, under EU competition law, the Commission can fine Sony heavily and force remedies. So, for example, by making them allow competing digital stores on PlayStation. So, what can we actually do, since Sony clearly doesn't care if they lose fans over this? If you own a business that will be hurt by this, like a game shop, go to the EU Commission's competition website and file a Form C. This is an official complaint that forces them to look into how Sony is affecting your business. Keep buying physical copies at launch when possible. The more physical sales there are, the harder it is for Sony to claim nobody wants discs anymore. Sign the Don't Kill the Disc petition on change.org, which I'm sorry, I can't think of very many change.org petitions that ever really help things. Yeah, I'd say it'd be more useful if you actually got out and got real signatures versus digital ones, because digital ones are easy to get. But I mean, at the same time, the stop killing games, that's how they did get a lot of their push, was through digital signatures, but that was in a different form than a change.org petition. So that I think is where that one. If you look at Stop Killing Games and what they did, instead of like using like a change website that any dingus can, I think, set up for one of these, then maybe you can get something. Big signature numbers are used as proof of consumer harm in these cases. Links in the post. Again, I guess, but I feel like I haven't seen very many change.org positions in recent years that felt like they've pushed a needle along and gotten things changed. Support the Stop Killing Games movement is pushing for better consumer rights around game ownership, and I do absolutely give what support you can, especially if you're in the EU and everything, because that's where the main focus is right now for Stop Killing Games. But then in general, absolutely spread what word you can, because one way or another, this is coming for gaming. You're gonna have to. It's a concern. It's a worry. It's coming. It is at least good. Why, for the PC side of things, we have the storefront like good old games, GOG.com, that is actively pursuing game preservation and zero DRM for their games. So when you buy your games from GOG, you own your game. You can download your game and have it completely backed up as you see fit for offline installation and play. So absolutely, they are a great route to go. I will always, until they really start messing things up and going maybe full spastic, but for now they are still just a great option. And I recently took advantage of their summer sale, and I kind of picked up some games all over again, but that meant I have it as part of my GOG collection, so I don't have to worry about it. Let's see if I can kind of see that really quick. Where can I see that? Where is it? Okay, here we go. So yeah, I recently picked up, I finally picked up the Star Wars Dark Forces remaster from Night Dive on GOG. I picked up some games that I've also never played really, that were really cheap on sale. So I picked up like Sniper, Ghost Warrior 1 and 2, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy Remastered, the Darksiders War Mastered Edition, and then of course I picked up the Resident Evil bundle, the Dino Crisis bundle, and the BioShock 1 and 2 Remastered. So, and I already have a pretty solid collection of games on GOG, but this was just, now I want to try and make that stronger focus to go into GOG for my games. This may not be Steam, but in what they provide, but you got to show that support somewhere sometimes. And they do. I mean, they have some amazing prices, and again, like it is, you keep those games in your list. You can download and back up your whole library if you want to. I certainly have for certain games I've downloaded and I have them backed up, and there you go. But anyway, so this person links the European Commission Form C for business owners, the petition, and then of course Stop Killing Games. This is of course on the EU side, so as much as I would love to maybe sign this petition, stuff like that, I'm not going to, just because again it's on their side of the pond, not for the US side. I like to try and be honest about where I'm coming from with this. But I mean, yeah, absolutely, do what you can, spread the word, spread the basically spread the word. And that's, you know, the whole big thing to all of this, with Sony being the dickheads that they are. And it's kind of just what we can try and do. Dan Blackbeard says the next console will be marketed as a streaming device like a big Amazon Fire Stick, gaming and media streaming with the PlayStation interface. Well, and they started that. PlayStation started their whole streaming idea with the PlayStation Now, which I thought was stupid and annoying because it was not included in your PlayStation Plus membership. It was an entirely separate basically monthly fee that you had to sign up for. And that I thought was in particular was stupid, but they want to go full digital. So with them going full digital, that is also probably, yes, a route they are going to take is that streaming but what's funny is, and I forgot where I saw it, and I made the comment somewhere that damn that Google On Live and the Ouya or whatever, man, they were ahead of the curve, but thankfully gamers back then weren't biting on those things. But man, they were trying so early on. Dan Blackbeard says somehow without disc production, games are going to get more expensive, and without a physical disc drive, the next gen consoles won't be cheaper. Makes sense, right? Oh yeah, I mean, I talked about it, yeah, when this was first dropping, because there's also then the rumors of the PlayStation 6, and you know, I was probably being Captain Obvious, but yeah, of course they're gonna go for that higher price tag. And Valve, they already showed the direction that it's probably all going to go with that $1,000 price marker on their Steam machine. That's exactly the place that they're going to go with Xbox and with PlayStation. They're going to go in that direction of that higher marked up price. And I mean, that's where they're already heading towards with their current consoles getting price adjusted. And it's just ridiculous. So, you know, that is what we're going to see. That we're going to be, all of us that, you know, have been part of this hobby since the 80s, since the 90s, shit, even for some since the 70s with arcade machines. I mean, we've looked at it for this day in gaming. We've had games go back to the 70s and shit. So, you know, for people that have been part of this hobby for so goddamn long, and have, you know, put the time, given the money, their hard-earned money, we are the people that are most going to be priced out of this hobby. And it's sad that we're getting to such a point now. And you could blame whatever factors in the world, absolutely. But, you know, at the end of the day, these companies are still making these decisions to go in this direction. They could absolutely go in the opposite direction and, you know, try and be that more consumer friendly thing. And that would definitely, you know, at the end of the day, you'd think that would be the more winning side. But on top of it, I've made this point. People are set in their ways. People are also just kind of oblivious and will just keep going along with it. So some of it will change, but a lot of it will stay the same. And this is sadly the direction we're all heading in. I can only hope and that's probably the grateful thing for something like the internet, is that, you know, more people are able to be aware of what's going on. It's just, you know, not everybody wants to be paying attention to all this crap. To some, it's just noise. To some, it's unimportant. And I can understand that, but this is something that's going to affect widespread, not just the gaming market. This is going to be affecting everything else, and it has been affecting everything else. We've been seeing it. And it's just coming for all these different things. So unfortunately, yeah, it's here. And it's going to be up to up to time, basically, just to see how it will all eventually play out and end. Because, and I keep hoping for the game crash, and maybe I've been wrong. Maybe gaming isn't bigger than a crash. Maybe with all this stuff that's happening, it's coming. I just don't see it happening too soon, or not soon enough to have a big effect. But I'm hoping for it. Boy, am I hoping for it. So yeah, that's the Sony news there. A little bit of an update. Like I said, kind of keep an eye out on things, because it is like I said, it is rather funny if you look at, where was it? If you do look at PlayStation's feed, you start seeing a lot of community notes more now, even on. So they had an update, but where was I? People have been at least hitting them with update, for even retweets here. Retweets for a PlayStation. I'm guessing now on PlayStation 5. Sony's currently attempting to establish a digital monopoly by eliminating physical media. So people have been kind of on them, on companies associated with their practices, or associated, games that are on their system. People have been putting into. Why isn't it letting me scroll? People have been putting in those community notes to make sure. What the hell? Oh no. I think my whole Brave has kind of crashed out on me. But, that's just a little bit of the show of, community notes are getting hit on multitude of things related to PlayStation, and I can only hope that's for the best. So, yeah, that's the little bit of PlayStation news update there. It's crazy to see what's going on. And so, I'm hoping for the best, but as always, I do expect nothing but the worst. But like it is, I'll say it, I'm always happy to be wrong. I'll be happy to be wrong and to see some major changes come through. I really do. I want to see it. And I hope it's good changes, not bad changes. That's what I want. But but yeah, it seems my poor Brave browser has kind of had a heart attack. There we go. There we go. All right, it came back to life. All right, let's see, what should we go into next? I'm gonna have to keep that browser open though, because I want to make sure I okay, there we go. I save all those links for when I clip this out. Okay, apparently that recent one was just too much for it. It was too much for it, Captain. Maybe we'll check this out. I was tagged for this by Sergey, aka Lighthaven, in the Melee game. Oh my god, holy shit. Okay, well, so yeah, like I said, Sergey Lighthaven from the Melee Games community, he tagged me for this announcement trailer of a game called Black Tides: The Curse of Blackbeard, and it's a PS5 game. Wow. Hang on. But so yeah, Black Tides: The Curse of Blackbeard, inherit the blood of the most feared pirate in history. Golden age of piracy is fading, but the legend of Blackbeard refuses to die. Edward Teach Jr. has grown up carrying the weight of a father he never knew. Most notorious pirate captain to sail the Caribbean. When a long-buried map reveals that Blackbeard survived the battle history claims ended him, Edward seizes command of his ship and for a monumental quest, a son's journey to find his father, claim his legacy, and uncover a treasure powerful enough to reshape empires. But Edward sails into a storm of enemies and whispers of something darker that clings to the Teach name. Ruthless Admiral Blackwood and Vice Admiral Maynard of the British Empire will stop at nothing to crush the freedom of the New World, while rival pirate captains hunger for Blackbeard's legacy. Sail a vast, living, open-world Caribbean, explore a lush tropical island, hidden coves, ancient ruins, forgotten pirate ports, and legendary havens like Nassau and Tortuga, as dynamic weather, raging storms, sudden calms, and shifting winds change every voyage. Command the seas in heart-pounding naval combat against sloops, frigates, towering man-of-war flagships, upgrade and customizing your ship, board enemies, collect bounties, relax in bustling taverns, and grow from young captain to the most feared pirate alive. On land, master fluid cinematic traversal, visceral sword combat, cryptic treasure maps, ancient environmental puzzles, shovel digging, torchlit caverns, and authentic 18th century arsenal, holding flintlocks, blunderbusses, duckfoot pistols, and portable cannon, and your father's fully customizable signature pistol. Will you break the curse and reclaim your legacy, or will you repeat itself? Well, ain't that something? I'll show off what I noticed in just a moment, but first we will get into the trailer. And hello, Real Wade Nation Gaming. How are you doing today, sir? Hope you're doing well. He says, I just laugh. People sometimes just don't like me. Huh. You know, can't win everybody over. I've had a few of my own that people have disliked me as well, so it is what it is. Anyways, on to this Black Tides, The Curse of Blackbeard announcement trailer. Let's see what this is. Oh, let me properties. There we go. Okay, there we go. Let's check this out.
They say a man's true darkness is revealed when he fights for family. That he would do anything for them.
Now I wonder how many people are looking at this Unreal Engine and being like, oh god, here we go. Because I know Unreal is not being looked at very fondly these days.
But imagine a boy raised on whispers of a father he never knew. Tales of glory and terror in equal measure. A hole grows where a father should be. A wound that never closes. In most men it festers quietly, but in pirate blood, it forges a blade to carve out their destiny. If that boy discovers his father still lives, if he believes a pirate lord can be pulled back from the abyss, nothing in heaven nor hell.
I just have to say, some of this is kind of funny with like the way it's being, and I know it's just kind of like doing still shots and stuff like that for parts of maybe the cinematics of the game, but it kind of, for some reason, my brain just made me think of like those, probably like the ride at Disneyland, the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and just those old the old animatronic rides at theme parks and stuff like that. Like I remember one at back in my hometown, where I lived in California, they used to have one. It was like a dinosaur, a little adventure ride, and they had all the animatronics, and that's when showing the guy moving the pistol towards the British soldier there. That's what it made. For some reason, made me think of those old animatronic rides. I don't know why, but it just did.
Stand in his way. He's coming for me. All this resting on the shoulders of one boy. You truly think he can survive everything that lies ahead? He is no boy. He is the son of Blackbeard, my son. And he has a name. Edward Teach.
The curse of Blackbeard. Well, it would have been nice to have actually gotten some gameplay. But I mean, it is an announcement trailer. But I mean, I wish these announcement trailers did come with some gameplay, at least a little bit. Interesting sounding concept. I mean, not the first time I think you've had a pirate game where you're after Blackbeard's treasure of some kind, right? But I mean, sounds interesting. Could be fun. Especially from the description and stuff like that I read off. I can only hope that it takes gameplay ideas from the likes of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, especially when it comes to like boarding, raiding, and stuff like that, and maybe some a little more intricate ship combat. It was pretty simple in Black Flag. And I've seen other games that do it a little bit more up before that. But, like I said, it could be interesting. Could be a fun game. Has an interesting concept to it, I guess. But let me see if there's just a little bit more to this. There's still some. Holiday 2027 is the release. Wish list now. Okay, so that must mean it's. I wonder if it's also on. Let me check on the side here. Oops. Black Tides. Let's see here. So we see it for PlayStation here. At least it's the trailer is on the PlayStation YouTube page. Huh. Apparently there's also already a Black Tides game out there, but this one is called Black Tide Draga's Wake. Again, it looks like a pirate era game, but now also it looks like it's got more of a horror theme to it in this. Strange creature. Okay, different developers, but let's see. Nothing on the Steam store. So this is just showing as a PlayStation. I'm guessing PlayStation store. But the funny thing with this that I saw is that the people are apparently and this is the thing. It's only if you have this attachment that you can actually see this stuff, right? So nobody's seeing not everybody's necessarily seeing the downvotes on this. But you got 5.5 thousand downvotes and 1.7 upvotes. If you can actually see this stuff, it's getting hammered. And I can only guess it's because it's PlayStation. I'm kind of curious then to check like another video really quick to see if any of the others are getting the same kind of treatment. Let's just go to a random one. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, 162 to 243. Let's see. Let's just kind of go through some of their more recent trailers right now. Oh, okay. Farming camp here is not doing well. Downvoted 714. Let's go for this token battle here. Wow. I was expecting the opposite on this one. Okay. Yeah, 1.6 thousand upvotes to 4.2 thousand downvotes. And I know there are people that are excited for the Marvel token battle fighting souls. So, oof. Big oof there, guys. Oh no. GTA Online. The court center heist is also getting kicked in the testicles. 626 upvotes to 2.7 thousand downvotes. Oh my god. Let's see what else. Let's check Helldivers. Let's see how that's doing. How are you doing there, Helldivers? Are you hanging in there? Ooh, Helldivers 2 campaign brief. Lightning Intercept is also getting the kick in the balls. 2.2 thousand downvotes to 631 upvotes. Let's see. We've got let's see here. Yeah, we got Call of Duty Black Ops 7 launch a season launch trailer. 5K. Physical discs. Need the option to buy physical discs. Don't give up on physical, Sony. Bring back physical, Sony, the discs. Wow. I was not expecting to see that. I'll admit it. I was not. They are getting hammered. And I mean, this is 2 weeks later. I am a little shocked to see gamers are still at it. You ain't getting away with this, Sony. I want my discs physical. We're not getting tired. We won't stop the hate. Oh my god. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna kind of take that as a bit of a white pill there. That is actually rather refreshing to see. To see that I mean, like I said, it's been 2 weeks. Usually people move on and forget about things in a week or so. Sometimes less. Sometimes it just takes a day, and people already forget things. But wow. Let's see another one here. The Faffing Creed Resynced. Also getting the downvote treatment. We ain't forgetting, little bro. Life of a pirate I shall be, since physical games cease to be. Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Here, make sure you get your discs one way or another. You keep your games one way or another. Here. Wow. Yeah. Like I said, I'll take that. I will take that. That is I'll see that as a bit of a W there. So while while Black Tide sounds like an interesting little game there, they unfortunately have been met with the wrath of the gamers, and that they are just downvoting to hell. But again, I mean, like I said, not everybody can actually see this. Not usually. You do have to have the installer to still see downvotes, because YouTube removed that ability to see them. But you know, hey, you know, go to these, spread it around, show people, let them know that Sony ain't. Excuse me. Sony is getting bombarded. They are getting the treatment. So I will certainly take that as a positive, as a bit of a W there, a bit of a white pill as it were. So I like that. I like seeing that. That's great. That's fantastic. Keep it up, guys. Keep that fervor. Keep it going. So yeah, that was Black Tides, the Curse of Blackbeard, with a little bit extra thrown in there for everyone. Gotta love it. You gotta love it. Okay. Real Weighted had asked what game that was, and then said nope. I'm guessing nope. You noped out on the game. Well, hey, everybody's got their preferences, and I get that. But regardless, I thought that like I said, concept sounded interesting. I just like seeing that. Can you review Backyard Baseball? Is that a game on Steam or something? Backyard Baseball. Oh, you want me to take a look at this? Sure, I can take a look at this. Let's see here. Let's move this on over. Okay. He's Real says yes. Okay. So, per request here from Real Wade Nation Gaming here, we have another game up called Backyard Baseball, and yeah, it's on Steam here. You can find it. It says the arcade style classic is back, and it's leveling up with enhanced gameplay, new game modes, and all the humor and charm of the original. This is Backyard Baseball like it was always meant to be played. Are you ready to play like a kid again? That makes me kind of curious what the original one was on. Since we have now, this is sounding like a remake, a reboot, hey, something? Let me check really quick. Hang on. Original Backyard Baseball video game. Let's see. Backyard Baseball 97. Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah. We have Backyard Baseball. Yeah. Capture the joy of being a kid again. I don't know if this is the original or what. There's an older Real Wade Nation Games, and there's an older one, and it's a remake. Okay, so that is a remake. I don't know if I found the original. The award-winning classic is back. Backyard Baseball 97, now on mobile and Steam. But this looks different than what I found on the, let's see, retro. Huh. Interesting. Anyway, let's get back on over to the Steam page there. But yeah, so let's take a look at this little trailer that they have for it. Okay, so the OG is 1997 or 2001. Gotcha. All right, let's see this.
Let's get down to some good old ball throwing.
So they all. But let's see. We got different stats for the different kids here. I thought, okay, there we go. And different. You got birthday, nickname, a little bio for them. People that hate the remake don't get the point of the old. Huh. Oop, whoops. Let's go back. Go. Alright. So it looks, I mean, it looks very much like a sports game, but you got a little more of the, I guess you could say, over-the-top nature of it being a bunch of kids involved. Also, hang on. I like the little juice, I'm guessing, for your power meter. You can aim, which, okay, that figures. Let's see, because I saw something in... Wait. I'm trying to get to... Maybe it'll show it in another spot here, because I saw something that I caught. I meant to pause it and go back to it then, but... Where? Ah, crap. Here we go. Yeah. So it looks like you can also do kind of different moves for it. You got your power move, line drive, grounded, and bunt. Oh, so this is basically the style of how you want to hit the ball. Change... Oops. Change your swing. Okay. Wait, it said didn't get the point of older games. Look up Backyard Baseball 01. The older ones were made by Humorous Entertainment. The remake is made by fans and collectors. Oh, okay. But what is that people aren't understanding? I'm kind of curious. Backyard Baseball 2001. Huh. This says something else. Oh, yeah. So Backyard Baseball 2001 is a sports video game developed by Humongous Entertainment and originally released for Windows and Macintosh on June 6, 2000. It was the first installment in the Backyard Baseball series to feature Major League Baseball MLB teams and players, including a roster of 31 real-life MLB stars reimagined as children, such as Cal Ripken Jr., Derek Jeter, and Sammy Sosa. The remastered version, titled Backyard Baseball 01, was released July 8th, 2025. I guess maybe that's this one here. Yeah, developed by Megacats Studios and published by Playground Productions. This modernized port features updated controls optimized for touchscreen and keyboard, a revamped menu interface, and a 10-point skill system. The remaster includes 28 of the 31 original MLB players, replacing Barry Bonds, Frank Thomas, and Ken Griffey Jr. with generic characters due to licensing changes. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Older ones were, yeah, we got that, and then the remake is made, yeah. So, that's interesting. Cinematic trailer here. you always got the try hard. I mean, like, it does. I mean, it looks like it probably is pretty fun. You got your over the top, and I mean, like I said, if you're gonna make a sports game, do something over the top, have some fun with it. You don't have to make everything like a real life simulator. You can have the sports games that are just pure stupid fun. Tin Can Alley pickup window. I'm guessing that's the different fields that you can play on. I'm wondering how much they might have changed certain names just to still kind of use the characters. Cement Gardens. Here you got your player board. The squids, the bananas. Let's see. Oh, they even have, there's an online. Now that says coming soon on here. So wait, let's see. Oh, so they've got a demo. You can check out the demo if you want before you decide to maybe pick it up or something. Now I'm kind of curious. Oh, it doesn't have. Oh no, it does. Your Xbox controller, PlayStation, or DualShock controller, USB only. So it has full controller support too, not just like keyboard. And you got your okay. You got your announcer tape. You got your announcers as well. MVP award, Amir Khan from Minty Pansies. She's on fire. Must be a fastball there. And is she holding a teddy bear? Yes, she is.
Hey, you, Vinny here. It's time to step up to the plate and smash home runs. Introducing Backyard Derby, a new game mode from Backyard Baseball. Pick from 3 backyard kids, Pablo, Keisha, or Kenny. Race against the clock to hit as many home runs as you can. The further, the better. So
Wait.
Backyard.
Pablo Sanchez. That does not look like a, you know.
Kids. Pablo, Keisha, or Kenny. Race against the clock.
Never mind.
To hit as many home runs as you can.
Real witness says the old one used mouse. Oh, really?
During
Gotcha.
the day or at night. Bada bing, bada boom. Play solo or against friends in classic mode. Or crazy pitch mode if you're a pro. Nice hit, and compete to climb our global leaderboard. 1 field, 1 round, 1 Backyard Derby champ. Backyard Derby. Play the demo now on Steam.
Most of this last trailer here. Ah, the teaser announcement trailer. Oh, now he looks a little more brown in this. Yeah, I mean, let's see. The iconic classic level is up. New game modes, new ways to play, unlockables to chase and achievement unlockables to chase and achievements to earn. Welcome to the all-new Backyard Baseball. This reimagined version of an all-time classic blends the best of modern gaming with the timeless charm that made it legendary. Play in 11 remastered stadiums, choose from 24 original teams, and compete across 6 unique game modes with roster of 30 beloved backyard characters. 6 game modes, 3 ways to play. From classic modes like pickup games, reimagined modes like batting practice, and brand new modes that'll become instant hits, there's a world of backyard fun waiting to be explored. Achievements, unlockables, and more. Our game is packed full of exciting achievements, unlockable characters, and collectible rewards. One thing you won't find: microtransactions. Nice. I hope you stay true to that. Backyard Baseball is a fully modern game, but when it comes to rewards, we're proudly old school. Earn them. Perfect for any skill level. The all-new Backyard Baseball offers something for players of any age and ability. Tutorials, accessible features, and new simple modes like T-Ball make it the perfect intro to both baseball and gaming, while competitive modes give experienced players the chance to bunt, steal, and grind their way to victory. Everyone is welcome in the backyard. Power-ups. Power-ups are back and crazier than ever, adding chaos and fun to every game. Pitchers can unleash fireballs, crazy balls, and freeze balls on unsuspecting hitters, while batters can wield crazy bunts, undergrounders, and legendary aluminum power bat to rack up runs. I forget which baseball game it was, but I'm pretty sure it was on the NES. And they had that where it was like crazy power-up moves that you could do, like multi-ball for a pitcher. Like a pitcher, it was almost like a Kage Bunshin sort of thing. Like it looked like a whole bunch of multi-balls, but it wasn't, sort of thing. And then other power moves and stuff like that you could do. But that's cool that they do that. How to play Backyard Baseball. Backyard Baseball is iconic because we play the game a little differently than most. Follow these rules and let the fun begin. Pick your team, choose from 30 beloved backyard kids to assemble your roster, set your lineup, assign positions, and a batting order. Choose wisely. Play like a kid. In the backyard, there are no rules, and while all kids make errors, it is a feature you can turn off. Need to use a T? No problem. There are plenty of ways to customize your experience, but above all, have fun and play like a kid. And right now it is mostly positive on Steam. 78% of the 676 users review for this game are positive. Take that for what you will sometimes, though, because sometimes Steam reviews are not always reliable, and I sometimes suspect shenanigans, but I think, with that much, hopefully people are on the up and up. But so far, so good for it looks like. And I mean, it just came out last week. I can definitely see the fun in it. And like I said, if you're going to do a sports game, do it over the top. Would I play this game? Potentially. I'm not a big baseball fan as it is, but I like the idea of when sports games make things a little unique and over the top or what have you. Because I did get the the Mutant Football League, and that was fun. Just because that was it's an over-the-top football game. Even though I haven't been into football for a very, very, very long time, but I've booted up and played NBA Jam on the Super Nintendo and stuff like that occasionally. So, like I said, over-the-top sports games I think are fantastic, and that's a great way to go. We don't need to make them all, like I said, simulators. So it's pretty cool. Like, I don't know if I would go. I mean, I'll probably maybe add it to my wish list here. But, and I might have to check out the demo, but otherwise, you know, I can definitely see the fun in it. Just for the over the top nature of it alone is certainly a reason to want to, you know, jump into that sort of thing. So that's cool. Thanks, Wade. I guess he says, you mean Monkey Ball and GameCube? I don't know how that one came up specifically, but like I said, Mutant Football League, NFL Blitz, NHL Hits back in the day were great games for over the top sports games. Or was it an NHL Hit Blitz, like NFL Blitz? I forget. That was an over the, because I mean, if you want, let's get crazy with a good hockey game, especially when already like part of the whole thing is to be hockey's already a very physical contact sport. Let's make it over the top and psychotic, please. Let's do it. I'm checking because I know NHL Hits. So yeah, I was right the first time. It's NHL Hits. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, you're playing one right now? Very nice, Wade. Very nice. Trying to think. Oh, you got a Rumble channel now too. Very nice, sir. Very nice. That's good. Gotta have those alternatives. I've told people I'm on not just YouTube here, but then Kick, Twitch, Rumble, and Odyssey. I'm spread across the board as necessary as I can be. So give me just a moment. I'll be right back, folks. Okay, and I'm back. Real Wade Nation says the Rumble channel is called Real Wade Nation Backyard Sports. Is that backyard game? Why you threw that in there for your sports? Now it makes sense. Okay. Sorry, I'm just feeling kind of tough on this one, on whether or not I want to go into this piece of news here or go into a different one. You know what? Maybe I'll save that for a different time and we'll see on that one. But so this one, here's some. I forgot how I came across this one, but this I thought was kind of an interesting little thing. Is a source port mod sort of thing, but interesting all the same. When you got stuff like this, this is Doom Retro, which is something also very easy to set up, especially if you just have then the Doom WAD that you need. But Doom Retro is the classic, refined Doom source port for Windows PC. It represents how I like my Doom to be today. In all its dark and gritty, unapologetically pixelated glory, I have strived to craft a unique and cohesive set of compelling features while continuing to uphold my respect for that classic nostalgic Doom experience many of us, after all this time, still hold dear. Doom Retro has been under relentless, meticulous development ever since its debut on December 10th, 2013. Wow. Commemorating Doom's 20th anniversary, and now, after so many years, I still have absolutely no intention of stopping. Its source code was originally derived from Chocolate Doom, but it is now very much its own beast. It does include all the usual obligatory enhancements that you tend to find in those other source ports out there, but it also has so many of its own cool original ideas that continues to set itself apart. Doom Retro is and always will be intentionally minimalist in its approach, and so it does a few things differently. It supports all vanilla, limit removing, boom, MBF, and MBF 2.1 compatibility maps and mods in order to freely implement certain features. And due to the nature of Doom demos, Doom Retro does not support their recording or playback. There is also no multiplayer. Written in C and released as free open source software under the version 3 of the General Public License, GNU, Doom Retro's 120,000 or so lines of code are diligently maintained in this public Git repository and regularly compiled into a 64-bit Windows app using Microsoft Visual Studio Community. Although next to no support is provided, Doom Retro's source code may also be compiled to run under both Linux and Mac OS. Very latest Doom Retro may be downloaded here. But yeah, that is kind of the interesting little take on this thing. So it features a smart, convenient WAD launcher is built in. Resolutions of 640 by 400, twice that of the original Doom, is used. Accommodating for any size while maintaining the correct 4:3 aspect ratio. A highly optimized 256 color software renderer is used. Every frame is scaled up onto the screen using hardware acceleration with either the Direct 3D or OpenGL APIs. Widescreen mode is available, easily accessible at any time by pressing the plus key, and with a choice of 2 different heads-up displays. Windowed and full screen modes are switchable at any time by pressing Alt plus Enter. A powerful and unobtrusive console is always available by pressing the tilde key, where all messages are displayed and all settings may be changed. The frame rate is uncapped. Motion blur can be applied when the player turns around quickly. Muse, MIDI, MP3, OGG, Vorbis, Wave, FLAC, and Mod music lumps are supported. There are several alpha, additive, and per pixel translucency effects. More blood is spilled when shooting monsters. All blood spilled leaves permanent splats on the floor. So a little bit of that brutal doom mixed in. Kako demons have a blue blood. Hell Knights and Barons of Hell have green blood, and Lost Souls have none. Blood is spilled during melee attacks from monsters. Friendly monsters, including MBF compatible helper dogs, may be spawned in a map using the spawn CCMD. Dynamic shadows are cast by monsters. Liquid sectors bob up and down. Objects are partially submerged and bob up and down, and the player's view is lowered when in liquid. Bright maps have been applied to certain wall textures. Corpses are randomly mirrored. Corpses react to splash damage and from nearby rockets and barrel explosions, smearing blood on the floor as they slide about. The screen shakes when the player is injured or a nearby barrel explodes. The player's field of view can be between 45 and 135 degrees. There are 10 darker gamma correction levels to accommodate for the brighter LCD displays of today, with a dark gamma correction level of 90 or 0.90 as set as the default. There's a low detail mode that emulates the original 320 by 200 resolution. The various limitations of the original Doom are either raised or removed completely. There is support for a dehacked files and lumps, including those with boom extensions. Dehacked support has been extended to allow for 2,910 additional states, numbered 1089 to 3,999, 100 additional maps objects, numbered 150 to 249, 100 additional sprites, numbered 145 to 244, and 200 additional sound effects, numbered 500 to 699. These extra extensions have been adopted by a number of the Doom source ports under the moniker Dehextra. DSD Hacked is also supported, allowing an unlimited number of things, states, and state sprites and sound effects. There is partial support for Hexen style map info lumps. There is partial support for UMAP info lumps. There is specific support for Sigil and Sigil 2 by John Romero that are automatically loaded and found, if found. The maps E1M4B, Phobos Mission Control, and E1M8B, Tech Gone Bad by John Romero are included. These can be played by entering the map, or for the E1M4B or E1M8B in the console when a Doom or the Ultimate Doom iWAD is loaded. There is specific support for the BFG editions of Doom and Doom 2 Hell on Earth, which include Nerve Software's No Rest for the Living expansion that is automatically loaded if found. There is also specific support for Freedom Phase 1 and Freedom Phase 2, Chex Quest, Hack X, Twitch and Kill, Wrecker, and Wrecker Sunken Land. Holy crap. Maps with regular nodes, extended deep, DPBSP version 4 nodes, and extended compressed and uncompressed ZDoom nodes are supported. PWADs will be replaced with the auto load folder, so they will automatically load it each time Doom Retro is run. There are various rendering improvements, which include the removal of many fire lines and slime trails, the removal of sparkles, along with the bottom edge of doors, better drawn floors and ceilings. Changes in height are drawn more accurately. Smoother, slightly darker and dithered lighting. Light is cast better on the player's weapon. A better, more consistent fuzz effect for specters and the player's weapon when they have a partial invisible power-up. The majority of bugs from the original Doom have been fixed. Interesting. A vanilla mode is available that allows you to easily compare the many but often subtle differences between Doom Retro and Doom Original. Keyboard support is improved. The WASD keys are set by default. The caps lock key can be used to always run. Support has been added for direct input and X input controllers. X input controllers rumble when the player is injured, fires their weapon, or a barrel explodes nearby. That's cool. Controllers can be connected in the middle of a game. There is improvement mouse support. A mouse pointer is displayed that can be used to navigate menus. A higher mouse sensitivity is possible. Vertical mouse movement is disabled by default. Mouse wheel can be used to change weapons. A mouse look feature where the vertical position of the player's weapon is updated dynamically. Over 1,400 map-specific fixes for the official Doom and Doom 2 WADs have been implemented, which includes missing textures that causes floor and ceilings to bleed, incorrect textures, misaligned textures, monsters that are stuck in walls or each other. Significant changes have been made to the auto map. The auto map updates dynamically as the player moves around the map. Auto map may be shown on an external display. Rotate mode can be toggled on or off the using the R key. Solid walls are twice as wide and are drawn over other lines. Secrets are drawn correctly as they are discovered by the player. The path the player takes around a map can be displayed. Several improvements have been made to the menu and player messages. Screenshots have been enhanced. Screenshots can be taken anytime by using the print screen key. Screenshots are saved as PNGs instead of the now obsolete PCX format. Screenshots are the same size as the screen. There is no limit to the number of screenshots that can be taken. Several improvements have been made to the monsters' animations. Whew! So yeah, I've seen some of that here with the screenshots. But yeah, so that's the Doom Retro. They have the separate with all the that Doom Retro has been released. A lot of the changes for the version 6.2. So Doom Retro is intentionally minimalist in its approach and it does a few things differently if compared to the other modern Doom source ports. And that's where I was just on, was the Doom Retro wiki that gave us all the little details here for what is all going on with this thing. And you can also check out other things if you wanted to. You got the introduction, features, screenshots, starting a game, using the WAD launcher, using the command lines, and all that sort of stuff. You got the cheats, recommended WADs, information for mappers, dehacked lumps, and all that sort of stuff. The acknowledgements. We'll just throw up on this, Doom, it's by id Software, Chocolate Doom by Simon Howard, James Haley, Samuel Villarreal, Fabian Greffrath, and Jonathan Dowland. Boom by Lee Killo, Jim Flynn, Rand Fairs, Ty Halderman, and Stan Gula. Marine's Best Friend, MBF, by Lee Killo. And then a long list of contributors. Oof. Whether it be by providing code, reporting a bug, or suggesting a feature, my sincere thanks to everyone who has taken the time to offer their support. And of course, the bundled content here. Libraries utilized. And you know what? I think to go off of this, we will we'll dive into this and check it out. Because why the heck not? I don't know why the music thing isn't going away, but let's switch off here really quick. There we go. Okay, so like I said, a bit of a we'll do a few rounds. But like I said, it was really easy to get set up, which I can always appreciate. And like it is just a matter of having the Doom WAD in, and boom, you select it, and in you go. Although now I also forgot already how to switch. But here, let's get that over really quick. Let me. Okay. Oh. I forgot I was getting things set up. Smart ass. Okay. Maybe I'll move myself back up over here. I didn't realize I had expanded myself so much. There we go. Okie dokie. Artichoke. But let's get moved more up to the top corner there. There we go. All right. But yeah, this is Doom Retro. And as you see, definitely a lot more minimal, especially if you have the new Doom 20, the whole Doom BFG edition for the two, Doom 1 and Doom 2. But you got just very, like they said, all very minimalist options here. And yeah, we'll do knee deep. Do we want let's go with Hurt Me Plenty. So yeah, I'm trying to like move up, but you can easily move the mouse. And I did have to turn the caps lock on, so he's always doing the proper running. But I cannot look up at all. If you've played like Brutal Doom and stuff like that, you can. Oh, you know what? I need to adjust the screen on this. I need to adjust the screen for the stream here. There we go. I just noticed it was getting cut off there. Oh. There we go. But this is how it is being, even on my screen, it's got the black bars on the side because it's maintaining the aspect ratio of the original. Oh wow, that thing closed fast. Yeah, I'm noticing the extra blood trails and stuff like that. That's pretty gnarly. They amped it up on that front for sure. I always forget how to get that damn thing activated. To know there's a particular way to it. Oh well, I'm not gonna worry about it. Let's move on. Down, 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 down. Meow, meow, meow. I know, right? Hassan saying, "Where's the map markers and yellow paint?" I know you almost feel lost without having your handheld. Oof, they did. So it's kind of funny, like, even though that this is like, oh, you gotta love that. So it's like, even though it's retro and it's trying to maintain the spirit of the original, like they did some nice little quality of life there, some extra enhancements as it is for the, like I said, kind of not to the over the top nature of Brutal Doom, but certainly adding a nice little extra flair to some of these deaths here. Oh, hello there. Look at you, you glorious beauty. Look at me running around like a speed demon. Oh. This thing definitely feels a lot beefier now. Or maybe I'm just delusional. I don't know. Oof. I got you, bitch. Hassan saying this makes me want to go back and find Simpsons Doom now. I remember back in the day, we were trying to get when my brother and I were hanging out at my uncle's house, we were trying to get I think it was an Aliens wad or a Beavis and Butthead wad to try mod to work for Doom. We never did figure it out, but I think it was because his copy was like a shareware copy or something, and it was just like, it wasn't the full game, I think. So we couldn't quite install the mod the same way. But boy howdy, did we try. We tried. It's kind of funny to say, but I feel like even the map feels more vivid in this version. Oh, hey Sergey, how's it going? We're just checking out a bit of this Doom Retro. And it does seem, like I said, it's got enhancements to it. Nice thing being that, you know, you can still use you got the WASD controls, and you can still control your looking movement with the mouse cursor, so. Oh, Sergey, it's kind of funny, but since you I did look at that Blackbeard pirate game that you tagged me in the Melee Games Discord. Pretty funny that we started looking at the other trailers on the PlayStation YouTube channel, and people are being brutal. They are like, no game is safe on there. No game trailer is safe on there. They were nothing but downvotes and people yelling at Sony about physical discs and everything. I found it as kind of white pilling personally. So that was kind of nice to see. Oh, dude, happy birthday. Sergey says, dude, it's my birthday. I am in a lecture right now. Oh, that sucks. That I do not want to be a part of. I'm sleep deprived. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. When you get the chance, get home and get some rest. But happy birthday, dude. How old be you, sir? What are you now in the age of the age of life? Sony deserves it, low key. They deserve it, all the keys. They've been having this coming for a long time, in my opinion. I have not been happy with Sony and their decisions for some time. Hey, come on. Oh, I got you good. Oh, you are home. Oh, it's an online course. Oh, okay. You upvoted, but I still wrote my concern. Oh, you just can't help yourself. I mean, but if you want to get the thing is if people are wanting to get their point across, they're gonna have to be brutal to these companies, man. It's the only way they're gonna possibly learn, if they even really do give a shit. But then the main thing is gonna be like I had a tweet, and like the person said too, it's like people are gonna have to actually buy the physical media and prove that that's what they want, and that'll be the interesting part to see. Oh, okay, you're 37. All right, you're a few years younger than me. But yeah, we'll see with the whole Sony thing. It's been like I said, it's been interesting to see this, like, because like I said, even seeing new trailers on their site, on their YouTube page, getting downvoted to holy hell. I'm like, oh my god, that people are actually staying mad and you know, doing something, or in some manner they're doing something instead of just, you know, the usual. They haven't forgotten yet. They're still staying on it. So I mean, it in a way, weird way, it's like, oh wow, that's good. Son, you just suddenly remembered how old you actually are. Oh, wow. That was a nice little spread. Wait, I thought Asians like stayed young looking, and then once they hit like their 60s or something, then they went old age max completely. Like they just completely like went full wrinkles, full old, like old man look, old woman look, or whatever. But nowadays, with all the preservatives we eat, we stay young looking, I think. But all I do know, though, is I am still older than both of you. Yeah, you dang kids, get off my lawn! Yeah, see, Sergey says the same thing. I thought it was that you look young until you reach 60. Hell yeah. You can't beat this soundtrack. I don't care what anybody says, you will not beat the soundtrack. Yeah, age maxing, that's it. That's the word. It's between 60 to 80. That's when we jump to looking 100. Yeah, that's it. Ooh, meat popsicles, all of them. Son says, now it's like, oh, you like 25. And I reply, bitch, I'm nearly 40. Hey, you know, it's nice to retain that youth, that youthful look. Well, you can. I mean, I am in my 40s, and it is nice to hear somebody's go, "Oh, you still look so young." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." Although after getting my haircut recently, I have noticed more of the potential loss of hair on the back of my head. I've been able to avoid it for a very long time in my family, so I've been happy about that fact. But now I've been starting to notice the old hair leaving me. And it's never fun to see. Which, oh yeah, I kind of have to apologize to my uncle for all the times I made fun of him as a kid. Well, you know what? Rolling around in toxic waste is just so much fun. I couldn't help it. But that's the price I pay for what I do to have fun. There is something about the way like some of the monsters are moving that looks a little like cleaner and a lot crisper. I don't know what it is, but I mean, they did say that it sounded like they like even redrew some things and added things in while keeping everything in the same aspect ratio and stuff. I saw it saying, yeah, it's all fun and games till you get the clap. Oh boy. Yeah, you don't want that. But that would require me sticking my dick in places I shouldn't be doing, and I do not do that, so I'm so far so good. Knock on wood, you know. This is the one thing I do agree, like, with the likes of like Ross Scott and stuff, is that the whole like basically drudging through a maze is sometimes not the least fun about these games. I'm not a Minotaur, damn it. Oh, there we go. Okay, good, Hassan. Wow, I killed everything. I'll be damned. I just didn't find all the secrets. Oh well. Okay, well, I think I'll maybe continue this at some point. Oh, there we go. Phobos was saved. And yeah, so that was a little bit of Doom retro there. That was cool to see, cool to check out. Yeah, old level design is confusing as fuck. It really can be sometimes, Hassan, especially Doom. Like, they really got into creating mazes for their stages, and it's like, what the hell are you doing? But still, I find fun all the same. And that is where I think we will be ending it for today. Went a little bit longer than normal, but I figured I had to do a little bit more for a return. And it's been fun, and thank you all for being here. Thank you, Hassan. Thank you, Sergey. Thank you, Dan Blackroyd, Real Wade Nation Gaming. Just to answer, my day was going well, or is going well. And thank you for thinking of me when you're dropping the rumbles and stuff. But otherwise, yeah, thank you all. Let me jump on over now. God damn it. So yes, thank you all so much for being here. I always appreciate it. It was good to be back. Good to do another return stream. And I'm gonna have to make a choice now on what I will want to play back on stream, whether it's gonna be more Grand Theft Auto San Andreas or get back to Dusklight and playing more Twilight Princess with Dusklight. We'll see. Something I will have to figure out. But otherwise, again, thank you all so much. You all have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.